Hi my beauties, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. Today's video is all about answering all your questions along with showing you how I created this very simple Indian makeup look. So it's essentially a get ready with me where I have to go to a wedding function. I thought, why not invite you guys here? Let's do some chit chat, answer your questions, and trust me, there are some really nice questions related to life, how to build your life, how was life before marriage, after marriage, my partnership with my husband. Some really incredible questions have come through, and I'm going to be answering them in this video. So sit tight, grab a cup of tea or coffee, because it's going to be more like, having a chit chat right across. If you have any questions or new video requests for me, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. If you're new here, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. Do also make sure you hit the notification bell. Do also follow me on my Instagram, and please don't forget to check out my website ChetaliChadha.com, where you have a tailor-made course for Indian skin, because if you don't know your skin type, you will not be able to put together a good skincare routine for you. And that's where exactly I come in. I tell you how to make a good skincare routine for your skin that will not just give you the perfect benefits, but also improve your skin texture and just overall your skin health. Now, with that said, let's quickly dive right in today's video. Also, I'm going to be leaving the link of this gorgeous outfit in description. Thank you to the brand who sent this across to me. It looks absolutely stunning and beautiful. All right, so I have all the questions on my left-hand side. I'm going to keep reading the questions one by one, and we are also going to start with the makeup. By the way, I have already done my skincare routine, but before going in with makeup, I always like to use a moisturizer 5 or 10 minutes before. Today I've used the Laneige Cica Sleeping Mask, and this is to just give that, plumpness to the skin. On the lips, we are going to use some Vaseline jelly, so that by the time it's time for me to apply some lip product, which is a lipstick in this case, at least my lips will be nice and soft. Okay, let's take the first question, and I'm going to leave screenshots of the question so that you know who it came from. I love your spoken communication skills. Give some tips on how you can improve it. So honestly, I'm someone who's worked a lot on my personality, on my spoken skills, and just generally on how I carry myself, etc. I think I had an incredible mother to look up to, so the tips sort of came down from her as well. But other than that, when I was in the corporate world, I did learn a lot from my peers, from my seniors. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Base, the Flawless Filter. I'm going to leave all the products in description. I'm also going to tag them. So yeah, and I think the best way to improve your English is really to read a lot of newspaper, because that's the most handy, very easily available to you. Read a lot of books, and it can be any books of your choice. You don't necessarily need to read a certain genre. You can read whatever you like, and that basically improves your vocabulary. I would say that the fact that I'm fluent in English came a lot from the fact that I used to do a lot of inter-school while I was in school. I also studied in a convent missionary school. I'm from St. Thomas's, so there was a lot of stress on English language in specific in that school, and I think my schooling played a massive role. And that is one thing that I've realized in my life, that your schooling is your base. It's literally the base that is created for a lifetime. So I personally give a lot of importance to schooling and feel that the school that you pick makes a whole lot of difference. I've seen that with a lot of my friends, a lot of people in my family who come from the same school, from different school, and the difference is very, very evident. And if you've not had that opportunity, you can always grow up and learn. Another place that I think, and I've actually worked there as an employee, is in Lingua. I don't know if they still have institutes. That's a great place to go and actually learn English if you really want to. Second part of the question is, how does it feel to be working with your husband? They say that don't work with family members. How has your experience been, and how do you let your professional differences creep into your personal life? Okay, that's a lot of questions in one question. Going with the Huda Beauty Easy Blur. So, how do I feel working with my husband? So, he is my husband, yes, but he was always my bestest of friends first, and he still is. We know each other for a very long time. We met when we were 20, 21 years old, and we were always great friends first, because I always feel that the base of any marriage has to be friendship. And I always say that I married my best friend. I'm trying to look for my foundation brush, which is this one. So, yeah, I mean, that's the first part of your question, that how does it feel? It feels great to be working with your best friend, because they've seen you grow from nothing absolutely to whatever little bit that you are today. So he's seen my struggles, he's seen my growth, he knows me as a person, he knows my weaknesses, my strengths, he knows what kind of triggers me, what makes me happy, what are my areas of strength. So I would say there are two ways of looking at it. Yes, it is difficult working with your spouse in general, because you go back home, wanting unwantingly taking those differences with you, and you can't deny that. Anyone who denies that is honestly not being truthful to themselves. But you learn to, I would say, get comfortable with it, and you learn to draw boundaries between yourselves. When we started out working together, we are anyway very headstrong people, both of us. We are very, very opinionated, both of us. So we had, a lot of arguments. In our personal life also, we have a lot of arguments, goes irrespective. And I feel that it's very healthy for a couple to have arguments, but, somewhere you have to, when you're working professionally also, draw that line and say that now we are in business also together. So we have to make sure that as much as possible we try and keep the arguments at work, and when we come home we leave those arguments behind. Trust me, we are also working on it. It's a very easy said than done, and it's not as easy as it looks. um, there would be days when we don't take our own advice, and we would land up fighting and taking those fights back home, and vis-a-vis also, the personal differences that we may have at home, etc., come to work as well. But I think as you grow as a couple, and like I said, because he's my best friend, you learn to walk the path with the person you love so much, with a lot of forgiveness, with a lot of chal chodo aage badho. So I've always believed in that. I feel it's something that comes from a lot of pure love, determination, to make this work, sheer commitment to our work and to each other. So yes, it's very tricky to bring your spouse in to your work life, but it all depends as to the kind of relationship you've had. It's almost like your life changes when a child arrives, but it it all depends on how your relationship has been before that. Is it solid enough that there won't be cracks or things won't fall apart, because the foundation is so strong. So, I love this foundation simply because it blends in so nicely. And if you're going to a wedding, especially, you want your makeup to be breathable, right? You don't want to cake your skin. And it sits so, so well on my skin specifically. Just wrapping up the question, I would, some piece of advice for someone who's been married for 13 years. I think it's really important to look at the bigger picture in life. कि आपका जो विजन है वो आपसे बड़ा होना चाहिए. आपका जो जो आपके ख्वाब हैं, जो आपके ड्रीम्स हैं, they should be bigger than yourself. And honestly, I feel and I believe in dreaming big and having dreams that are larger than life. So if there are differences, in your workplace, at home, etc., work them, and work it out, because I personally feel if morally you are the same people, a lot of things can be worked out. And then move forward. Like, I live life as, okay, great, what's next, because at the end of the day, the way we have built our lives is also the way we want to build this business. Is that it was always one brick at a time. We both come from very humble backgrounds. I would say we both come from a lot of good culture. We are rooted in tradition. We are, really home loving, family loving kind of people, and we are very simple people. We come from really, really middle class families, and we have not seen a lot in life, in the sense that we have not seen a lot of wealth in life. But together we had this dream to achieve something, to make something big, to leave a legacy behind. And I think that vision should always hold more importance than anything else, because these small little fights and arguments ye to hote rehte hain, right? So you have to learn to be able to keep that big vision in mind and walk the path. Okay, so foundation is done. Thoda sa color correction karenge because I can see little bit of dark circles peeking out. I'm using this from K Beauty. This is the peach corrector. Honestly, I'd like to use a corrector which is a little bit more, I would say, pinky or orange in this case, because this one is really nice, but this color is not, good enough for my dark circles. Okay, let's take the next question, and it's actually quite a long one again, but I will read it out for you. Hi Chetali, I'm a huge fan of your presentation, body language, confidence. Thank you so much. All might sound same, but I feel it has its own significance. You always come across as very happy, very strong. I love the aura of yours. Thank you so much. That really means a lot. I know you and your husband share a very strong bond. But my question is, has it ever happened that there were some instances where he wasn't able to take your success or growth? Or did your work front anytime bring a row between you both? If yes, then how did you deal with it? Okay, that's a very interesting question. Well, to be honest with you, Vishal and I, we've never had, that kind of a sense of competition, because honestly, I think like I said, we have always been best friends first. And second of all, if Vishal becomes a public figure tomorrow, and I wish, that he becomes a gazillion times more successful than I am, and, he sees that kind of success because he absolutely deserves it, every single bit of it. I wouldn't be jealous, right? And I wouldn't behave differently because I want the best for him. So, vice versa. I think I would also say that I'm one of the luckiest women, touch wood, because, I have one of the most supportive husbands. He has always helped me build this. So while you see more of him now, he's always helped me in some form or the other to build the business, because he's also my sounding board. Like anytime I had a problem, any quarrel with any brand or any agency, I always go to him. So you see him publicly being a part of this venture that we are doing together, or the business in general, but he's always been in the background somewhere helping me out, and he's always been kind of the person who likes to be in the background behind the scenes. I'm more of a front ending kind of a person. That's how I've always been. So yeah, to answer your question, no, it has never ever happened. Vishal is my biggest cheerleader. He would clap for me before I clap for myself, and I think, yeah, I just consider myself the luckiest girl in the world. Okay, I don't think this concealer has done much, but whatever, we will do with what we have. It is a very creamy concealer corrector, sorry, but my dark circles at the moment are peaking a bit too much. I'm using the Huda Beauty 4 filter concealer. Shades, of course, are going to be left in description. I love talking to you guys, and I find this a little bit hard to concentrate on doing makeup and answering your questions. It's almost like a new genre for me. I mean, had it been skincare, I would have done it more flawlessly, but I thought, why not? I'm anyway getting ready to attend a wedding function, and let me sit down, do some makeup, do some chit chat, and you guys had sent such incredible questions. Okay, that's with the concealer. I think we are nice and concealed. All right. I wish you, whoever asked this question, all the very best, because you do mention that you are also someone who has a YouTube channel, a homemaking YouTube channel. I wish you all the best and lots of success. Okay, we have another question from Pari S. This is, how are you managing your personal life with work, especially with your daughter? Incredible question. It's always very challenging. And it is for all women, right? For men and women both is what I'd like to consider. But I feel women innately are, caretakers, or at least I am. I'm someone who likes to take care of my family, my parents, my in-laws, my husband, my daughter. Also take care of myself. So yes, it is very difficult. It's very, very tricky, especially when you have a child, because you've got to have that balance for them while you are chasing your dreams. I think it's really important to give them the time that your child deserves. For me, it is imperative and important, because if you may have seen my videos earlier, I had to really struggle to conceive Mehana, and she is the most special human being in the world for me. I think that is the case with all mothers. So it's not easy. You have to juggle, but I think you find a balance as you go. Every day is a different day, and trust me, a lot of days are chaos. But you learn to juggle the chaos, is what I feel. Also, now she's 4.5. When she was younger, it was a lot more difficult. As the child grows a little bit and they are a little bit more independent, it helps. She goes to proper school now. Earlier it was more like a play school and the hours were less. Now the schedule is set. So I know, what time will I be at home, how much time do I have to give her, weekends are dedicated to her. So that is a juggle that is always there. Some days we fall, some days we falter, but we come back again. Hopefully trying our best to give her the best house, a loving house, a caring house at the end of the day, where the parents are always present. With me, I feel that because I'm an entrepreneur and I have an office of my own now. After 6 years, I'm using the loose powder from Huda Beauty. I can also get her to work with me, right? On the days when I have something really important happening and I need to be at home. So, and I've done that a lot of times, like since the time I've had a studio space, small or big, whatever. In fact, when she was a baby, and when I was feeding her, she was 5.5 months old when I actually got my first office. And it was a tiny space, but I made sure I had a cot for Mihana, because she used to sleep in it, and she used to wake up in between, and while she used to sleep, I obviously had help looking out for her, and I used to film, etc. So all those adjustments, all those juggling, the stuff has to be done. I mean, that is something you learn on the go, because you don't want to prioritize one thing or the other. You want the best of both worlds. You have to push. And I think the other thing in my case, and again, I feel really fortunate, is that I had help from my parents. My mother-in-law also is extremely supportive. So I had that kind of help. While my mother-in-law is old, but I was able to get an external help, like a nanny for Mihana. And I mean, now she is 4.5, so we don't need a dedicated person for her. But when we did, for me, that supervision, that some elderly person is there in the house, was more than enough. So all these things are there. Of course, your helps come and go, and you have those patterns and times when you have to do it all by yourself, because at the end of the day, nothing replaces a parent, nothing replaces a mother. And Vishal has been extremely supportive as well as a parent. So with the help and with pushing a little bit and everything, you learn to juggle. But trust me, it is never perfect, and you always carry that mother's guilt with you no matter what. So I personally feel you embrace that mother's guilt, that it is there. Yes, it's a part of you, but you cannot not do other things in life, and you cannot not embrace other things in life, like your work, like your hobbies, like yourself. So it's important to, prioritize everything and not just one thing. Very long answer for a simple question. Okay, the second part of this question is what workout you used to do during pregnancy and any specific diet you follow to avoid weight gain. Um, I have, in fact, made a video on post pregnancy weight loss, which I'm going to link right here. But during pregnancy, workout was very simple. I conceived in the pandemic. I could not go anywhere to do a workout. So I had an excellent yoga trainer, and she used to train me online and give me online classes. So I used to do yoga, and I've done yoga throughout my pregnancy. And I used to do walks in the house because obviously we couldn't step out of the house. Not the best time to get pregnant, if you ask me personally, but that's that. If life gives you, there's always a trade-off. So I feel that I was always on top of the world, pandemic or not, because like I said, for me, it was, Mehana is a miracle baby. For someone who has had to struggle and go through a lot, because I've had a history of endometriosis, it wasn't really, so yeah, I would say that even if, whatever the situation was, I always did work out every single day. I did about 45 minutes of yoga and about 30 minutes of brisk walk in the house, or if I could go down. As far as diet is concerned, I ate really, really healthy, also because we couldn't eat out, so that was a benefit in my case. Um, and there were some really close friends who would make different food. So straight up for 6 months, I literally ate only home cooked food. So no golgappas, no chaat papadi, nothing. And I ate a lot of greens. I'm a vegetarian at the moment, but back then I used to eat a non-vegetarian food. So a lot of fish, a lot of eggs, because protein intake has to be an all-time high. If you are a vegetarian, to be honest, I also struggle sometimes now with vegetarian protein sources, but I would say tofu is a great one. I'm someone who cannot digest dairy very well, but paneer is great. You can also go in for hung curd, highest amount of protein and calcium. Rest, I would say, consult your doctor, and every pregnancy and every body is different. The reason why I did not gain, so I gained exactly 14 kilos. Till the day I actually delivered Mehana. And I think the simple reason for that was, and it's not the same for everyone, right? You can't just say it is contributed solely by eating right and by exercising. Of course, they will play a major role as to how your pregnancy actually even goes, like how active you feel, or how energetic you are. But I would also say it is genetic at the end of the day. Yeah, so I did not do anything specifically not to gain weight, but I think I focused heavily on eating right. I ate the right amount of carbs, and I was never hungry. Trust me on that. I was always, eating the things I liked, but generally also as a person, I have pretty good eating habits. Um, you know, I don't like to feed my body with a lot of nonsense. I like to eat clean. So I think that habit was at its peak when I was pregnant, because obviously I was very, very excited, like all women should be. And I was very, very happy, and, all of those things. And even let's say I had meetha, I would go for homemade suji ka halwa instead of ordering from outside or eating chips or junks. So I think eating right and exercising, taking care of yourself, just being happy is the key. All right, so finished my brows off camera. I think I did a pretty decent job while speaking, and hopefully both look aligned. Taking the next question, this is first to comment. Firstly, I'm Mrs. Tomar. Hi, Mrs. Tomar. I do remember you, absolutely. Thank you for commenting. Thank you, Chetali. You replied me on Instagram. Secondly, I would like to know about your life before marriage and after marriage, after a baby, and all of that stuff. Please, if you'll answer my question. She says, please take my name. Mrs. Sommer, thank you. This is really, really sweet of you to have commented again. Now, answering several parts of your question. Firstly is my life before marriage, life after marriage. I'm a very simple person at heart. My work may look glamorous and all of that. I love being with my family. I'm not someone who likes to party a lot. I'm a very boring person that way, trust me. I love deep, solid conversations. I love making great connections. I'm someone who thrives at making close connections. I thrive on, when my family is around. I'm a really, really family kind of a person. So, what else? My life before marriage was very simple. My life after marriage is also pretty simple, except we tend to, complicate it with things. But yeah, I believe in keeping things simple and living a healthy and a happy life. I've always believed in that. And I think all of us, every single one of us, is just trying to live a happy life with contentment. And I'm very, very grateful to Sai Baba that he has been so so kind to me. And life before marriage, I think things that have changed is I have really grown as a person. Um, I have also um, flourished with God's grace. I um, I don't think there is a destination where I want to reach. I think there should be growth every single day, and not just in terms of wealth, but in terms of the person you are, and the kind of thought process you have. You need to grow. While you're growing as a person, you also need to make sure that you're growing spiritually. I have always been a very spiritual person. For me, having faith in God, in Sai Baba, in Ganpati, is as important as eating and breathing, and that faith keeps me centered. And so yeah, to answer your question, my life before and after marriage hasn't really been very different. I think I would like to believe that I'm the same person before and now. Yes, I'm a lot more comfortable now, in the sense that a lot of things that I wanted to, I'm someone who loves luxury. So back before I got married, and I got married at the age of 25. So, I did not have the resources to buy things or, make my life as comfortable as it is today. So definitely that has changed. I would like to say that, I've evolved a lot as an individual in my thought process, in the way I lead life. I like to be more conscious, in the sense that I am also someone who's giving back as much. So yeah, those things have happened, but not a lot has changed, I would say. Um, so yeah, I hope you are happy with that answer. Okay, so the eyeshadow palettes that I'm going to be using for my eyeshadow look, and I'm going to keep it simple, me, browns and a little bit of glitter. Also, both from K Beauty. ये दोनों ही eye palettes बहुत ज़्यादा खूबसूरत हैं. एक तो ये वाला है, which is the new one. Maybe I'll start with this because इसको तो मैंने बहुत use किया है, like you can see. This is Rare Bare Soul, and this one is also something Sunkissed. So it has a very big mirror, which I really really like. I am also going to link where I bought this suit. Not bought, actually, this suit was gifted to me. So I am going to tag all the details in description. आइए अगला सवाल लेना बनता है. This eye look is going to be pretty simple. And पहले तो मैं I'm using a crease color. So I'm going to tell you what all I'm using while I also answer the question. We have Raman Preet Kaur asking, are you a vegetarian now? How you switch and what kind of protein you take in the form of vegetarian? पहली बात तो ये है कि अगर आप vegetarian हैं, and if you know the bestest sources of protein that are non-dairy, please मुझे comment section में बता देना, because sometimes I also struggle now, because I'm someone who has had a lot of protein in my life, in the sense non-vegetarian protein, but I also try and keep food-based protein and not consume. I've not consumed a lot of whey protein in my life. Back when I used to work out, heavy lift a lot, and all of that. I do weight training at the moment as well, but I believe in consuming natural sources of protein. If need be, I might go back to whey, because now I feel in vegetarian food, except dals, all the pulses essentially, and tofu is plant based. So yeah, I do consume a lot of tofu. I do consume a lot of pulses. But मुझे फिर भी लगता है कि my target of 60 to 80 grams of protein per day is not being met. Um, So yeah, I don't know. I'm here at the moment. Earlier, I used to fulfill that with eggs, but at the moment, I'm not even having eggs. So it's like, fully vegetarianism at the moment. I can't digest dairy products, and that's unfortunate. नहीं तो पनीर से भी कुछ protein मिल जाता. So yes, that's what we are doing at the moment. And the diet includes heavily, so a lot of tofu, by the way, a lot of pulses, focus a lot on salads, rajma ka salad, rajma ki tikki. Yes, also soya nuggets is something that I've been eating a lot. And I like to, switch up my food. मुझे वो same plain Jane खाना पसंद नहीं है. Home cooked में ही I would like to, I'll make a tikki and all of those things. My mom is an incredible cook. She helps with a lot of recipes as well. So yes, vegetarian, happy and kicking at the moment. In case anything changes, I will let you know. But so far, so good. Okay, this color looks really nice, I feel, on the crease. I don't really know कि मुझे eye makeup में करना क्या है, but I think I'm always like that. We'll figure out as we go. This eyeshadow brush is too big for my lower lash line, so I'm using a tiny one. Okay, I think I'm happy with the amount of color I have packed on my crease. We're going to take the next question, and this is Hi Chetali, Ritika this side. Hi Ritika, how are you? You're such a determined, strong lady. Thank you very much. That's a huge compliment. So please share how you manage thick and thin in your professional journey. Wow, that's an incredible question. And I'm glad someone sees through it because सबको तो यही लगता है कि अरे आप तो इतने successful हो, आपको किसी चीज़ की कमी नहीं है. So I always feel that people presume a lot. And when this question came, my team member looked at me who's been with me for a while now. And she was like, you have to answer this question. And so I will. So determined, yes, I've always been a very determined person. Strong, I try to be because I'm a very emotional person. Vishal calls me a big emotional fool. And I'm someone who, I really embrace my emotional self. I feel that the world is, way too competitive, cutthroat for you to not be an emotional person. Like I would cry at the drop of a hat. It's I just feel I would say someone's emotions and feelings a lot quicker. I would cry watching an emotional movie. So yeah, that's who I am. But I think managing thick and thins is a part of your journey. And it has not always been a bed of roses. For example, it has been, while the world is going a million in terms of their subscribers, I am at 600K. But does that make me any less happy to be turning 600K? I'm still not 600K. Of course not. I am really happy being here where I am because that's the journey I've had. I know back in the day when, I was turning from 50K to 100K to 200K very quickly. But that was also the journey I've had. So I think the one thing that I taught myself at a very young age is not to compare myself with anyone or anything. And I think that's the best thing I taught myself. The young Chetali learned it and learned it so well. And I'm so proud of that because no two journeys are same. आपको तो यही नहीं पता कि जो मेरी लाइफ में भी इनफैक्ट पर्सनल लाइफ में क्या चल रहा है. तो आप जो स्क्रीन पे देखते हैं लोगों को, वो उनकी स्क्रीन लाइफ है. वो थोड़ी देर आके आपको अपनी स्क्रीन की लाइफ दिखा रहे हैं. इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ देयर लाइफ, इट्स नॉट एंटायरली देयर लाइफ. सो यू डोंट नो, मे बी दे आर स्ट्रगलिंग समवेयर एल्स. और आई ऑलवेज फील कि भगवान ने प्रॉब्लम सबको दी है. अगर आप ये सोचोगे कि इसकी लाइफ परफेक्ट है या उसकी लाइफ परफेक्ट है, ऐसा नहीं है. द फैक्ट दैट यू आर हेल्दी, हेल एंड हार्टी, आप यहाँ हो और आपके पास इतने रिसोर्सेज हैं कि आप अपना और अपनी फैमिली का ध्यान रख सकते हैं. यू कैन लीड अ हेल्दी लाइफ, यू कैन प्रोवाइड हेल्थ केयर टू योर फैमिली एंड योर सेल्फ, एंड येट लीड अ लाइफ वेयर यू कैन डू मोस्ट थिंग्स. आप बाहर जाके एक मील खा सकते हो, आप कॉफ़ी डेट्स पे जा पा रहे हो, आप के घर में ऑलमोस्ट एवरीथिंग जो आपको अच्छा लगता है, खाने की चीज़ें हैं, पहनने की चीज़ें हैं, ये बहुत बड़ी चीज़ें हैं. लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स वी डोंट कंसिडर देम एंड लुक एट देम एज रियली स्मॉल थिंग्स. बट एक चीज़ है जो माय फादर साहब, मेरे जो पापा हैं, वो कहते हैं कि लाइफ में हमेशा ऊपर देख के चलोगे तो कभी खुश नहीं रहोगे, नीचे देख के भी चलना चाहिए. तो आपके अंदर आपके लाइफ में ये ऊंच नीच तो आएगा. बहुत सारे ऊंच नीच आए हैं, अभी कुछ पिछले सालों में भी आए हैं. बट यू हैव टू कीप री इन्वेंटिंग योर सेल्फ. प्रोफेशनल लोज और हाइज तो ये तो पार्ट हैं. तो आपकी जो लाइफ है वो कभी भी कांस्टेंट नहीं होनी चाहिए. जैसे कहते हैं ना, हार्ट बीट कांस्टेंट हो गई तो प्रॉब्लम है. सो जस्ट लाइक दैट, इवन लाइफ शुड नेवर बी कांस्टेंट. अब बहुत मीठा मीठा खाओगे तो शुगर हो जाएगी, थोड़ा सा खट्टा भी होना चाहिए. So I think take it in the right stride, in the right spirit, and that's how I have handled the ups and downs in my life. And most importantly, if you will not compare yourself with anyone, so the way I taught this to myself is that I am the best person there ever is. I am the most confident person that walks in a room. आप मुझसे आज भी पूछोगे, एंड ये शायद सेल्फ ऑब्सेस्ड साउंड होता होगा, ऑनेस्टली मुझे फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता. बट व्हेन आई स्टैंड इन फ्रंट ऑफ द मिरर, वो एक लाइन है करीना कपूर की कि मैं अपनी फेवरेट हूँ. बहुत फिल्मी लगता है, बट मैं ट्रूली अपनी फेवरेट हूँ. और मुझे लगता है अगर आप अपने ही सबसे अच्छे दोस्त नहीं हो तो आप किसी और को क्या दोस्ती, क्या कंपेनियनशिप या क्या कॉन्फिडेंस प्रोवाइड कर पाओगे. सो हैव फेथ इन योर सेल्फ कि हर, लाइक विशाल सेज, हर शाम के बाद एक नई सुबह आती है, और वो शाम भी नहीं थी तो ये शाम भी नहीं रहेगी. सो आई एम श्योर ही सेज in a better way, in a more poetic way, but I think you get the gist. So उतार चढ़ाव आते हैं, और always take things that are not working in your favor with a pinch of salt. मुश्किल है पर impossible नहीं. Okay, so I'm dipping back in my favorite K beauty palette. मुझे पता था मुझे ये उठाना पड़ेगा, इसलिए मैंने यहाँ रखा था, because the colors of this are absolutely amazing. मैं थोड़ा सा 2 कलर्स में डिप करके अपने लोअर लैश लाइन में लगाऊंगी. Okay, now I'm going in with the glitter. ये के ब्यूटी का जो नया पैलेट है, इसमें ये बहुत सॉफ्ट गोल्ड ग्लिटर है. So I'm just picking that up and spreading all over my eyelid. अब इससे ज़्यादा पेशेंस तो नहीं है मेरे में कि मैं बहुत डिटेल में जाके मेकअप करूँ. I think I've done a decent job and I had to match it with my outfit. Of course, end में I will just blend everything together. Okay, time to take another question, and this actually came on Instagram. Did you ever feel lost in building your career? Initially, as a daughter-in-law, what kind of support helped you cope? That's a very, very good question, and I feel very grateful that I never ever felt lost in building my career. And I think I can talk about myself personally. मुझे लगता है ताली 2 हाथ से बजती है. अगर मैं सिर्फ ये एक्सपेक्ट करूँ कि मेरे साथ एडजस्टमेंट हो और मैं एडजस्टमेंट ना करूँ, एंड लेट मी टेल यू, लाइफ, वेदर मैरिज, नो मैरिज, देयर इज़ अ लॉट ऑफ एडजस्टमेंट इन लाइफ. एनीवन हु सेज कि मैंने एडजस्टमेंट करे बिना, अपने टर्म्स पे, अपनी कंडीशंस पे, लाइफ विल मेक यू डू एडजस्टमेंट्स. आई मीन, और मुझे ये चीज़ समझ नहीं आती कि वाई डू वी क्वेश्चन व्हेन वी हैव टू डू एडजस्टमेंट्स एंड नॉट कॉम्प्रोमाइजेस. देयर इज अ डिफरेंस, बाय द वे. When we do it after marriage, I think that part is highlighted a lot. There are a couple of things that one needs to keep in mind. If you are not expected to change as a person, if you are not expected to drastically become someone else, then I think it's really a matter of balancing it. And somehow I feel people have a major issue with the word adjustment. मतलब आप जब अपने माँ बाप के साथ रहते हो तब भी तो आपको कितनी चीज़ों में एडजस्ट करना पड़ता है. My sister and I are morally the same people, but we are different people. हम अलग तरीके के लोग, मतलब हम दोनों अलग इंडिविजुअल्स हैं, और हमारी सोच एक जैसी है कुछ चीज़ों में, बट कुछ चीज़ों में नहीं है. तो that doesn't mean that we can't be in the same house, and we have lived in the same house for, you know, such a long period of time. So that is also an adjustment. But if you say that I cannot adjust after marriage because it's my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, whatever, in my case, my mother-in-law made equal amount of adjustment, is what I would say. I think it was a hand and glove situation, simply because there was no doubt from the get-go from my side, and there was no doubt from her side as well. Now, would I call ourselves to be the ones who are always happy, having a gala time, and never having an argument? Of course not. In fact, I would say that I would like to have an argument with her like I would have with my mom, because I should be able to be as transparent, as straightforward, and as authentic about who I am and what I think with my mother-in-law as much as I can be with my mother. So I have kept that stance very, straightforward from the get-go, and I don't think it's very difficult to do. Of course, different people, different experiences. So I'm not, generalizing for everyone, but I am just saying for myself that I never took it like I'm coming into someone else's house. I took it like I'm building my own house. And that's exactly the vibe that got conveyed across. And, that's how I built my life. I also feel I have incredible set of um, sister-in-laws. I mean, they are two incredible human beings. And while one would address them as sister-in-laws, I feel, it's more of a friendship kind of a relationship, and it should always be like that. Yes, of course, their lives work in a certain way, their families work in a certain way, but it's not driven by how anyone else lives their life. For me, I live my life the way I feel it should be lived, because I'm an individual. But it doesn't mean that now that you're married, you can't live your life on your own terms, but with a little bit of, because you are living in a household, right? So you can live your life on your own terms, but with adjustments, with um, making people comfortable with your thought process, with making sure that everyone else is a part of that thought process, with making sure that you take some and you lose some, that you understand their point of view, and maybe if that point of view is right, you can adapt to it, and maybe you can ask them to adapt to your point of view. So it's always, give and take. It's never a one-way street. So if I feel a set of in-laws feel that it's a one-way street, doesn't work. If a daughter-in-law feels it's a one-way street, it doesn't work. So that's how I think I've been able to build that relationship very successfully. Are we hugging and kissing all the time and not having arguments? Not at all. Everyone has arguments. Everyone has, fight and make up situation. It's absolutely fine. You're living in a family, you live in a household. You ought to have these kind of arguments. But at the end of the day, I love my mother-in-law immensely. I love my sister-in-laws immensely. I love my in-laws immensely as much as I love my parents. So they are family for me. I did not treat them as outsiders or people who don't belong to the clan. And I think that has worked for me. Answering the second part of the question, how did they help or support, cope with the entire situation? I think I've answered the first part. Help, of course, like I said, it's a two-way street. But the other help, I think my mother-in-law very effectively gave me through and through my career, is that she is a very, very supportive woman. She is someone who, comes from a very humble background herself. And she has had a lot, a very struggleful life. And she, I think, really embraced who I am, because we both, if you meet us, are North Pole, South Pole, to be honest. The kind of upbringings we've had, oh boy, in an ideal world, no one would have thought that this union is possible. But I think credit to her, as much to me, would be that we made it work because we wanted to make it work. And also because as people, we are, good human beings is what I would like to call ourselves. And we really wanted to make this work, because the bottom line is that morally we are the same people. चाहे हम बाहर से opinions में और उस तरीके के अलग हों लोग, but morally हम एक जैसे लोग हैं और भगवान को मानने वाले लोग हैं. So I think generally when people are very well rooted in their culture, and we both are very well rooted in our culture, and we both are extremely spiritual. She a lot more than me. There's not even any comparison. So I think we found our way through looking up to each other in a certain aspect of life. For me, the level of spirituality that she has is absolutely aspirational, and for her, I think she had never seen a woman who is so ambitious, who wants to go out of her comfort zone, build something, etc. So I think we both found our rhythm by helping each other achieve what as women we wanted to achieve in our lives. ऑल राइट, सो मैंने अपना आई मेकअप जो है वो ऑफ कैमरा कर लिया है, बिकॉज मेरे से ना लाइनर नहीं लगता यार बातें करते करते. आई एम गोइंग टू जस्ट प्लेस माई बिंदी, इवन दो आई हैव टू सेट माई मेकअप, बट आई फील द नीड ऑफ बिंदी इमीजिएटली. मुझे इंडियन आउटफिट्स के साथ बिंदी बहुत ज़्यादा पसंद है. ओके, वी आर गोइंग टू टेक अनदर क्वेश्चन, एंड लेट्स टेक अ फन क्वेश्चन, बिकॉज बहुत सीरियस बातें हो गई. वी आर गोइंग टू टेक ए, क्या लें, चलो परफ्यूम क्वेश्चन लेते हैं. हैव यू एवर ट्राइड टॉम फोर्ड परफ्यूम, सिंस यू आर अ परफ्यूम पर्सन? येस, आई हैव ट्राइड टॉम फोर्ड परफ्यूम्स, एंड माई मोस्ट फेवरेट आउट ऑफ देम ऑल इज टॉम फोर्ड ऑम्ब्रे लेदर. ऑम्ब्रे लेदर इज अ यूनिसेक्स परफ्यूम, और उसको कोई भी यूज़ कर सकता है. एंड पर्सनली इफ यू आस्क मी, आई थिंक इट इज़ द मोस्ट अमेजिंग परफ्यूम from Tom Ford. उसकी जैसी फ्रेग्रेंस ही नहीं है, to be honest. Okay, now I'm going to go with some blush, and मैं ये Nude Sticks का जो नया वाला है ये यूज़ कर रही हूँ. शेड नहीं दिख रहा है पीछे, इतने स्टिकर्स लगे हैं, बट दिस इज़ ए क्रीम फॉर्मूला, एंड इसको मैंने एक ही बार पहले यूज़ किया है. बहुत 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 ज़्यादा अच्छा है, बहुत बहुत क्रीमी है. रिमाइंड्स मी ऑफ द न्यूड स्टिक्स की जो एक्चुअल स्टिक्स हैं. इसमें थोड़ा सा आई वुड से इन्होंने एक शाइन ऐड कर दिया है. वो थोड़े मैट सेट करते थे, बट दिस इज़ स्लाइटली हैज़ अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ ग्लॉस, और ये थोड़ा ज़्यादा, बट जो फॉर्मूला है वो मुझे तो एग्जैक्टली सेम ही लग रहा है, विच इज़ वेरी नाइस, बिकॉज ये ब्लशेस पिगमेंटेड तो होते हैं, दे स्टे ऑन फॉर अ वेरी लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. विद ब्लश आई टेंड टू गो अ लिटिल बिट ओवरबोर्ड, तो इसलिए मैं थोड़ा सा हाथ रोक के लगाती हूँ. बट दिस इज़ एक्चुअली अ वेरी वेरी सॉफ्ट पिंक कलर, बहुत प्यारा कलर है एक्चुअली, एंड दिस विल गो ऑन even deeper skin tones, to be honest, because ये वैसा पिंक नहीं है. if you see, this is like a rose pink kind of a color. बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा लग रहा है, एंड इसमें जो शाइन है, जो नेचुरल अपनी शाइन है, एंड एक्चुअली मैं ये देख रही हूँ कि ये फाउंडेशन को भी मूव नहीं कर रहा. Okay, that's it with the blush. Let's talk about another question, and what will I pick up? Okay, let's take a hair care question. Somebody is asking, can you recommend a good and budget-friendly hair serum for dry and frizzy hair? L'Oreal का जो serum है, which is also considered a dupe for the Tresemme hair serum, वो बहुत अच्छा है, very nice, lightweight, और वो आपके बालों को weigh down नहीं करेगा. Yet it is a great one for dry and frizzy hair. Then I have another skincare question, and I did get a lot of skincare hair care questions, but it was amazing how many live questions I got. Is Celimax pad is good? You mean toner pads? Absolutely amazing. मैंने already वो review किए हैं in a short form content. अगर आपकी uneven skin tone है, as in textured skin है, अगर आपके clogged pores हैं, और generally आप BHA based, glycolic acid based toner pads देख रहे हैं that are gentle at the same time, definitely highly recommend Celimax. I'm still adjusting my blush, क्योंकि blush खूब अच्छे से लगाओ ना, बहुत ज़रूरी है. Okay, एक और बहुत interesting question है. It says, what is the secret of your beauty? So I think I would say I'm someone who likes to be happy or do things that make me happy. Many a times you can't do things all the time that make you happy, but generally I think happiness is a habit, is what I would say personally. You find happiness in small things, in daily things, because रोज तो आपकी लाइफ में ऐसा कुछ होगा नहीं कि आप बहुत ज़्यादा excited या happy हो जाओगे. So I'm very happy about my work. I'm very happy to have good health. I'm very happy to have a child. I'm very happy to have an incredible husband. So all these things, I think you need to find happiness in the everyday. And ज़रूरी नहीं है कि किसी और का happiness ये हो. आपका happiness can revolve around something else, maybe around your pet, maybe around your grandparents, and It can be anything that truly does make you happy. So find your happiness in the everyday small things, because that's what's going to matter in the long run. So I think you radiate happiness, and maybe that's why people, think that is beauty. It's important. And yes, the other thing I feel that's very important to radiate beauty, and to, the fact that people call someone beautiful, is that have some purpose. No matter how big or small, have a purpose in life. It is really, really important. Trust me. It really makes or breaks who you are. If you have purpose, you will be truly a very happy person. Because no matter what the situation is, no matter what is happening in your personal life, no matter what's happening to your health, just what's happening in the back end, if you have a purpose, it'll keep you focused, it'll keep you driven. I can say this with confidence because I'm someone who has really seen a lot of bad time financially. I'm someone who's seen at a very young age. I have seen in the last couple of years, I've gone through in the last 4 years, I have been under the knife, as in gone through not Botox, but I mean surgery, 3 times, and it really took a lot of my mental peace. But what kept me sane was faith in my work, in God, and just focusing on that purpose, because that helps you block the noise. Because जिंदगी में noise तो रहेगी, जिंदगी में उतार चढ़ाव तो रहेंगे. तो अगर आपके पास पर्पस है तो आप कुछ ना कुछ करके अपना रास्ता बना लोगे, and that will make you beautiful not just from outside but inside as well. अच्छा, अब मैं करने वाली हूँ एक चीज़ जो मैं हर बार जब भी मैं इंडियन वेयर पहनती हूँ, मोस्टली ऑल द टाइम आई डू इट, एंड दिस इज़ एक्चुअली अ लिपस्टिक दैट आई एम पुटिंग राइट हियर एज अ छोटू सा सिंदूर. काफ़ी अच्छी लिपस्टिक है, क्लेनवर ब्रांड है आई थिंक, एंड इट एक्ट्स रियली नाइसली एज a sindoor as well because it's matte. Okay, lipstick for today. मैं एक्चुअली कुछ नया मेकअप यूज़ करना चाहती थी, एंड आई होप कि मैंने कुछ तो नया किया है, बिकॉज आई जस्ट स्टार्टेड पिकिंग अप स्टफ राइट इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी. बट ट्रूली दीज lipstick stacks is really nice. ये पारुल गर्ग इज़ ए वेरी फेमस मेकअप आर्टिस्ट. उन्होंने मुझे PR पैकेज भेजा है 2-3 बार. तो रोशनी उनकी एक लिपस्टिक है विच इज़ दिस, आई एम गोना टैग इट अगेन, और मैं इसकी डिटेल्स छोड़ दूँगी. आई एम गोना बी वेयरिंग दिस टुडे बिकॉज इसको जब ये आई थी लिपस्टिक, मैंने इसका सर्च किया था हाथ पे, एंड इसका कलर बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा लगा था, एंड आई थिंक दीज आर मैट लिपस्टिक्स. सो आई एम जस्ट रिमूविंग माई वैजलीन, एंड देन आई एम गोना टेक द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Okay, another question is how to start my own Insta page. Very easy. You just make your handle, जो भी आपको नाम पसंद है आप handle बना लीजिए, एंड आप उसमें जो भी आपका नीश है उससे रिलेटेड कंटेंट डालिए. तो पेज बनाना बहुत आसान है, पेज को मेंटेन करना थोड़ा मुश्किल है. अगर आप ब्यूटी स्पेसिफिक जॉनरा की बात कर रहे हैं, so make a page by your own name, or if you want a specific fancy name आप choose कर लीजिए, and then you start putting content on it, and that's how you launched yourself an Instagram page. एक related question ये था कि how to start from scratch. I think what you mean is that how to start from scratch in the beauty business. That's what I'm assuming. So a lot of people say that it's very competitive now, and it's very hard to start a beauty channel and all of those things. I feel it was always competitive. Yes, there are a lot of more beauty creators now, and the market is getting saturated, etc., etc. But I feel that's the thing with all industries. And I have worked in the corporate world for over a decade, and in different industries, from real estate to media to finance and e-commerce. It was always like this. It was always cutthroat. It was always competitive. And I feel it will always be like that. Whether you should do it, absolutely yes. And how to start from scratch, I would say make the most of what you have. Don't invest a lot in a lot of equipment. Don't focus on a lot of light. Keep it simple, because simple things are easy to execute and they work. Make content that's relatable. The best thing would be, if you want to be in the beauty genre, let's say, start with your phone. If you have a phone holder like a tripod, they are very cheap, easily available, 600, 700 on Amazon. take a phone tripod, use the back camera, record your videos, and you're good to go. Editing software, very, very easy. You have free softwares available. If you have iPhone, then InShot is free of cost. iMovie is free of cost. Honestly, when I started creating content back then, it wasn't like this. It wasn't like, so convenient and so many apps and so many people telling you so many different things. So now there are some really nice tech creators, that will tell you what are the great apps that you can use. Let me apply my lipstick because it's hard to talk otherwise. Okay, actually this color looks really, really pretty, and even the formula is really nice. It's a really nice soft formula. So it's a twist pen. It has a fragrance of some kind, not that I'm averse of, but there is some kind of a fragrance in the lipstick. Reminds me of a lipstick when you used to buy them back in the day. When I used to pick up my mom's lipstick, there used to be a fragrance back in the day, like of Lakme or something. Smells quite similar. All right, coming back to how to start your channel, very simplistic. You just take your phone, back camera, put it on a tripod and start filming. For your InShot is a great app to edit. iMovie is a great app to edit. I'm pretty sure, you will figure out. Google, YouTube and Instagram has some incredible content creators who are telling us what are the different apps that you can use, etc. That's how you start. Be consistent, be original, be authentic, and yeah, be able to put across your point of view. Okay, the last thing that goes on my face is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This is truly the most amazing setting spray. I personally totally love it. Normally I use it before putting mascara, but my mascara had already set, thankfully I didn't realize. Okay, so that's the finished look. I thought let me put my jewelry on and my dupatta on and show you the full look. We are going to do a quick twirl of this gorgeous outfit, and then I'm going to put a vertical format of that video as well for you, or maybe some pictures. I really hope you enjoyed watching today's video. If you have any more questions for me, if you want me to do more Q&As, a lot of you have requested for a live session. I will surely do a live session for you guys very soon. But if you have any questions for me, or if you want me to do more of these Q&A videos, please do let me know in the comment section. सारे ही products इस video के साथ tag कर दिए जाएंगे. They will also be mentioned in terms of links in description. Don't forget to go ahead and check out. Now I'm officially running late because I have to get to the wedding function. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take good care of yourselves. Until I see you next, lots of love. Bye-bye.